Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome back to Reads of an Apple. My name is Stacy and we are here to start talking about what happens during week 32 of 2022. It is currently Sunday and it has been a weekend. I've had a lot of things going on, a lot of chores. I read 2 books, so we will touch base on those. And I'm excited. I have not watched, it's just about 8 o'clock. I have not watched tonight's episode of Big Brother yet. So that is next after I film these clips. And I will do that and fold my laundry. I'm excited to see what happens. I already know Michael is HOH. He's who I am rooting for. Michael and Brittany are my 2 favorite players, as well as Taylor. So I hope one of the 3 wins, but we will see what happens. I'm excited he's HOH because I have been listening to the live feed updates. But let's start with the quest calendar. So if this is my first weekly vlog that you're watching, I have been playing the quest calendar 2022, The Gates of Terralon. This is a daily calendar that's based off of tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, those kinds of things. And Saturdays and Sundays are combined. I will link Sundial games down below, like always. And then we are playing as Savanni Moonchaser. She is the monk class, and her race is feline. So she's a cat person, which I love kitties, so that's not too surprising. So what we have been tasked to do is, in our world, demons came through a portal, and then a world watcher showed up. Here's a world watcher, and we were tasked with going to each of these worlds and finding shards of the demon gate, so we can put the demon gate back together so that basically the universe doesn't implode. So we've been traveling world to world to find gate shards. Last week, where we ended, we had fought the Guardian, or we were getting ready to fight the Chimera Guardian. We are in an air world right now, and here is the portal. We are actually getting ready to head to our next world to find the next gate shard. But we successfully solved the riddle, so we got bonuses. So today we will be fighting the Chimera, most likely. But we will see what happens. Yep. We are fighting the Chimera. So today is a straight combat day. So as you can see, we will have 4 rounds of attack and damage. And because we solved the riddle yesterday, we were able to get a +2 to our attack. And then because we also we were able to sprint past them, we also get a +2 to something. To our defense. So we have a +2 to attack, or we have a +2 to all combat rolls, and then we have a +2 to our defense. So there is that. Before I move on, since we don't have any descriptions today, for most days, just so you are aware, any of the script type font is like what our story is, and then anything in this just like kind of block style font in the box, this is the mechanics that we're playing with. And everything that we need to know for today's, whatever's going on today, is on the back of the previous day's page. So it keeps everything kind of hidden from us. So we are going to be doing combat, so I will get out my dice. I usually try to pull these out earlier, but that is okay. So just so we are aware, our combat is normally a +9, and our damage is normally a 2d10 +3, and our defense is normally a 16. So for today, we will be attack +11, our defense at 18, and then our damage the same at 2d10 +3. So let's just get into it. We have 4 rounds of combat to go. All right, so I will get D20, and these are the tiny dice that came with the game. And my character sheet that I showed is an extra one. If you're interested in next year's, the 2023 calendar, it's actually going to be like space opera sci-fi themed, so I'm super excited about it. But you can see all the pre-order information on their website, like I said, linked below. But all right, so I rolled a 13, so we are at a +11, so we are at 24. All right. And we needed an 18 or more, which we did. So we hit the Air Guardian. So we will roll 2d10 for damage. And that is 11 plus 3. So we are at 14 damage. And if my damage is 11 or more, the Air Guardian is stunned this round. That means they do not attack us. So perfect. On to round 2. I rolled a 15 this time, so we are at 26. We needed an 18 or more, so we hit the Air Guardian. And then damage. This is, once again, 11, so we are at 14 for damage again. And we needed 12 to stun the Guardian. Okay, round number 3. That is a 7. So we 18. Woo! Your attack roll is 18 or more, just barely. We just squeaked by, so we do hit. So we will do damage again on round 3. And that is 17. A big one. So we are at 20 damage. And we needed 10 this time, so he is stunned one more round. And then the final round, round number 4. Our attack roll is a 16, so we are at 27. And we needed an 18 to hit, so we hit. And then damage. Give me a good one. That is that a 6 or a 9? That is a 6, so we are at 13. So we are at 16 damage, and we needed 12. And this time, the Guardian is defeated. All right, if you stun the Air Guardian for 3 rounds, collect 6 gold, which we did. If you also defeated the Air Guardian, collect 2 more gold. So we get a total of 8 gold for defeating the Guardian. You activate the air gate just as you did the previous gate. You step through and are teleported to another world. Ooh, that's exciting. So last time we went to a new world, I had guessed that we were doing air next because we did like a lava-based world, we did a like tree-based world, and then we were in a water world. So I was like, it's got to be air because we got to do the 4 elements. So I'm excited to see where we're going next because I don't have a guess. Maybe like electricity, or if we're going to the other elements, like maybe space or psychic or something like that. But I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm excited to see where we're going next. But there's that for the quest calendar. And we will play every day through Friday when I wrap this up. Now, for books that I picked up this weekend, I'm going to save all of my thoughts for my Romance Takeover Readathon vlog. I'll link it up here so you can watch that if you'd like to. But I will just kind of touch base on the books that I read this weekend so you know at least what I read and my basic thoughts about them. So the first book I read this weekend was, I finally picked up Donut Fall in Love by Jackie Lau. This is her first traditionally published book. I love this, 4.5 stars. It was just so good. And Jackie Lau's a comfort read of mine. I love her. She's one of my favorite contemporary authors. And I was so excited when she got picked up to do some traditionally published books. And it was super fun because usually her indie published books are like 200, 250, 60 pages. And this is like 350. So it's like 100 more pages than we usually get from her. And I just really, really loved it. Like I said, check out my vlog for my full thoughts, but 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this. Now, for what I used it for, my different quarterly challenges. For Ripped Bodice Summer Bingo, I used this for food on the cover because we've got some fun donuts. It also says donuts, which I would count it even if there weren't actual donuts on there. And then for Summer of Swoon, I had to shift it to board number 2, and I used it for a diverse hero because he is Asian. Although they're both Asian and Jackie Lau's Asian, so it's all Asian, but it worked to cover that prompt, so I applied it there. Then, today, I picked up the novella. Now, this was originally on my TBR for the readathon as touched to the heart. But once I realized that I didn't have it on my Kindle yet, I went to Amazon and it was actually republished as A Captivating Touch. And it is now the prequel, the 0.5 book in the Cavallo Brothers series. This is by Elsa Winkler. She's a South African author, and this is set in South Africa, which are both firsts for me, so that was fun. And this, I gave 3 stars. There were parts of it I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the writing style, but there were some things that just didn't quite knock it out of the park for me 100%. The big one being that it felt more insta-lust than insta-love. And I can give insta-love a slide, but it felt definitely more insta-lust, which doesn't make me feel as believable into the HEA. But for the Rip Bodice Summer Bingo, this is perfect for bicycle because the hero is a cyclist. He does like cycling races, bicycle races. And then I also had to move this to Summer of Swoon Board 2, and I use this to cover country or state I don't live in, and it's set in South Africa, so it works perfectly there. So those are the 2 books I've read this weekend. I will kind of touch base what I plan on reading tonight once I lay down for bed. I will be picking up A Second Star to the Left by Megan Van Dyke. I talked about this book in my August TBR. I am super excited to read this. This is the first book in her Reimagined Fairy Tales series. It came out earlier this year. This is her debut book. And I'm using it for, to complete my first board of Summer of Swoon, so I can just get that taken care of. And this will be covering the Final Prompt 2022 debut author. So I'm super excited to pick this up. This is a Peter Pan fantasy romance, but it is a romance between Tinkerbell and Captain Hook, and in the blurb it talks about how she drugs him with pixie dust. So I am very excited to read this. I have this in paperback even though I've never read her before, because when I went to get the Kindle edition of this, the paperback was on sale for $2 more, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy the paperback. But I'm super excited. This is done by Owl City Owl Press, so it's a small publisher, which is super fun too, because I don't read very many small publishers. But I'm super excited to pick this up later tonight, and I will update you once I have more. But this is what I will be picking up, and I'm very, very excited to read it. Also, it has a gorgeous cover. But otherwise, that is all I have for you today. I'm going to finish editing last week's vlog and watch Big Brother and fold my laundry, and then I will be reading and heading to bed. But I hope you all have a happy Monday. Oh. And, in life update news, I was chatting with somebody earlier today about a basement apartment, and it sounds like it could be a good fit because they're specifically looking for not a college person. I'm not a college person. I'm not a partier. And they're like, we need somebody who's quiet. And I'm like, my hobbies are watching hockey and reading and crafting. So we'll see. It's cheaper than what I'm currently renting. I'm slightly worried about storage space, but with it being a basement apartment, I might have a little bit extra space for storage, but we will see what happens. But hopefully this is a good go, because I'd like that stress to be taken off my plate for sure. But I will let you know what happens. But until then, I'll see you all very soon. Happy Monday. It actually wasn't too bad of a Monday today, but I'm going to do a very quick update. It is almost 9 o'clock and I needed to touch base on some things. I have spent most of the night getting last week's vlog updated and the metadata figured out, but then I have been kind of slacking in doing the prep work for my blog reviews, because a lot of the times what I tried to do is as soon as I finish a book, I get my picture uploaded, and then the way I structure my blog reviews, if you haven't checked them out, I'll start out with like an information paragraph where I talk about like the title, the author, if it's a part of a series, and then if I'm using it for any readathons, reading challenges, anything like that, I'll touch base on what prompts I'm using to cover it for. and then I'll do a summary paragraph, and then I'll do 2 paragraphs of my actual thoughts on the book in my review, and then I'll do like a wrap-up paragraph, and then at the bottom I usually add in a couple of my basic statistics just so people can see. But I haven't been, what I like to do is when I finish a book, as soon as I can, do my prep work. So do my top paragraph and do the summary, and then I'll write like blurb, wrap, and then I'll do like my sign-off stuff, and then I'll get the statistics in there. So then when I sit down and write the review, I can reread my summary and then adjust my star rating or whatever I need to, and then just write the 2 paragraphs for review and then my wrap-up paragraph. So I haven't been keeping up to date with that, so that I'm finding myself when I sit down to write my review, I have to go back, read the blurb, re-summarize if it's been a little bit, and try to find the cover again, re-upload it, and get it all formatted, and then go in and write the review. So I caught up on some of that, and I got all of the books up into what I'm currently reading prepped for reviews, and my summary's done for all of them, and then I actually am a couple of reviews ahead of where I'm supposed to be posting. What I tried to do is write my full reviews as we go, but I haven't quite figured out a good balance between writing my reviews and editing videos. It's usually one or the other, but I try to stay ahead of my reviews so I have time. But with the readathon last week and me focusing on reading, I wasn't prepping reviews as I should have throughout the week, but that's on me, but that's okay. So I got all my prep work done, and I got my wrap-up post ready to go up for tomorrow, and I got my review up for Wednesday. And then I was looking at my planner for my August reviews, and I realized it is that time where I have 1 book left, which I'm currently reading, Second Star to the Left. This will finish my first board of Summer of Swoon, so I'll need to do my Summer of Swoon wrap up, and then I want to do a mini TBR for the second board, and I have quite a few prompts already covered on it. And then I only have 2 books left in the Ripped Bodice Summer Bingo, so after I finish this, I plan on picking up those 2 books to knock that quarterly challenge out and get that one done, and then get my wrap-up posted, and then hopefully my wrap-up will go up around the middle of the month. So if anybody still needs to finish the Ripped Bodice one, they can have what I read as potential options for them to pick up. So it's just been, and then I had to like redo my schedule and figure out where it's going in, and then I had to kind of figure out, okay, this review is going up after this wrap up, but it is actually applied to the second board, so I need to figure out which one will be linked to which one. So I had to kind of do a lot of the like organizing portion of when things are going to go up, but I'm feeling pretty good. I have most everything planned. I don't know for sure when the Ripped Bodice Summer Bingo one is going to go up, but it's going to be the Tuesday or Thursday after I finish it, because I try to keep extras on Tuesdays, Thursdays, possibly Saturdays, but because I have read so much this month already, I have the current book I'm reading, that review is scheduled to be up on August 20th. So I'm pretty far back, but that's okay because my reading fluctuates. And if I get if I get more than a couple weeks booked out on reviews, I'll start shifting like one to a Tuesday or Thursday. But I try to leave like readathon and like my info dumpy things to Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays. So it's a whole thing, but I got all that figured out and I feel a lot better and things are prepped, so it'll take me a lot less time. If I'm running out of time on getting a review up on a day it's supposed to get up, I can quickly write the review and not have to worry about all of the back data and linking to the website and linking to the series page and all that stuff. So I'm feeling better about that. But while we are talking about it, I did start Second Star to the Left last night by Megan Van Dyke. This is the first book in her reimagined fairy tale series. I can't remember if I said that yesterday. I am 120 pages in, and this is just about 300 pages, so I'm a little under halfway through. I am really, really enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure we see Peter Pan as like a lost boy in here, and but he's not like a main part of the story, but I'm really enjoying this. And I don't really know, like, I've seen Peter Pan and I've seen Hook and I've seen Peter Pan things, but it's not been a story that resonates with me too often. I did really enjoy the Captain Hook that was in the Once Upon a Time TV show. He was fine. But I may or may not be kind of picturing him for this Captain Hook. But I'm really enjoying this. This is just really fun. I'm loving the fantasy element. I'm loving that we're going from like island to island, and it's kind of has that like Caribbean vibe, and I am very much into pirates. I used to play a lot of like MMO style pirate games online with friends, and so there was one that I absolutely loved. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's like you would travel between all the different islands, and he's not a completely horrible pirate. And Blackbeard is in here, and he's like the big bad pirate. But I'll talk about more about this in my mid-month wrap up, but I am really enjoying myself. And this is like a perfect like way to kind of keep me from like slowing down in my reading pace after last week, and this is just what I need to kind of keep me in a good reading mood. But I am definitely enjoying myself so far. And then in other fun news, if you are a Grace Draven fan like myself, you might have recently seen that she finally posted the paperback edition of The Hippos King was going up. So I got it the day that she announced that it was up. This came out a couple years ago, and this is the third book in the Wraith King series. So this is the same series that Radiance and Eidolon are in, but this is the first book that is focusing, or at least full-length book that is focusing on a different couple than Brishan and Ildiko, which, speaking of, there's going to be a novella, a 3.5 novella that comes out in February that'll be about Brishan and Ildiko, and is supposed to have some pretty important information that will lead into book 4, which I think is supposed to be the Nomas King. But I can't wait. I can't wait. I love Grace Draven, as you probably already know. But I'm very excited to finally have the Hippos King on my shelf, and I can put it with Radiance and Eidolon. And I just love the artwork she has, and I'm just so happy that I can finally have a paperback copy of this. Now I just need her to release all her other novellas in paperback, specifically the Merman one, because that was an amazing novella. But outside of that, I feel like I'm talking really fast, but that's because I'm trying to hurry. So let's do the quest calendar. Yesterday we defeated the Chimera and managed to make it through the portal. So let's see what new world we are going to. Never mind. We are leveling up. Oh my gosh. Never mind. We are not in a new world yet. Alright, congratulations. You've gained enough experience to increase your hero's level. You may take a rest. I'm not too worried about taking a rest. We don't really have anything that we've used that will reset, and we are currently all healed up because we used a potion. So, let's see if it gives us anything information here. Increase your hero's level to 5. You have 2 points to allocate however you choose to your hero's traits: strength, dexterity, constitution, intellect, wisdom, and charisma. Cool. So our health is going up by +4. Our attack is going up by +1. Our damage is now going to be 2d12 instead of 2d10. And we get one more chi point that we can use. We don't use our chi very often. And we get a new ability, Meditate, which is use a chi point to add a d6 bonus to all rolls for strength, dex, constitution, wisdom, intellect, and charisma for the page. That is super useful. Very super useful. Okay, and I have the, what do they call it? Hero Companion book. So for us, leveling up is as simple as going to the next page so that we are on page 5. And it looks like our max is level 6. So we are almost at our max level. I'm going to look at this. I think I'm going to, we might as well just keep going. We've used quite a bit of wisdom and charisma, so I'm going to put my wisdom up to a +3, and I'm going to put the charisma up to a +1. Part of me feels like we'd be better off just continuing to increase our dex to a +7, but I feel like we've used charisma enough lately that I'm okay with giving it up to a +1. So I'm going to do wisdom and charisma for my 2 bonuses, and then I will get all of my other stat increases moved over. I'm not going to do that on camera because that's just a lot of paperwork and bookkeeping stuff, but not too much for quest calendar. But yay, we are level 5. That's super exciting. So hopefully tomorrow we will start in the new world and see what happens. But that is all I have for you today. I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday, and we will see what happens. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Wednesday. It is not Wednesday. It is Tuesday. But I just got home not too long ago. Had to take the trash out because trash day is tomorrow. And I'm gonna have a bagel for dinner. I got some buffalo flavored cream cheese, and I found some Asiago bagels, which is my favorite bagel ever. I love Asiago cheese, so I'm super excited. I'm gonna have a bagel for dinner. I usually try to have a light dinner, and I needed some good food because I have some stuff I need to work on tonight. But besides that, last night I finished Second Star to the Left. And guys, I made it 5 stars. I could not put it down. I was like, okay, I'll read till like 11. That should be fine. 11 o'clock. And then I was like, okay, I'm pretty close. I'll go till midnight. And then I finished the book and I looked up and it was 11:58. I am so excited. I finished it last night. It was just so good and I couldn't put it down. There's a couple little things that you could kind of tell, or you kind of got hints or were easily guessable. But this was just so much fun and I really loved it. I really enjoyed my time reading it. I'm so happy I have it in a paperback copy. And when I was reading Megan's blurb in the back, she lives in Colorado now. So she's a Colorado author, which I'm super excited for. And then I was looking at her, author's website, and she has an Etsy store, so I think I'm going to get, it's like $5 or something, and it's a bookmark for this, a signed book plate, and an art print of Tink and Captain Hook. So I'll probably get that. And then she also has a bookmark and a book plate for her other book, which is something Marriage with the Elf King. I don't know, it's elven fantasy romance, so I definitely want to read that one soon. I'm very excited. The follow-up to this book is called The Ugly Stepsister. I was looking at it today. It comes out in September. I cannot wait. And it's a Cinderella retelling. But get this. So it is Cinderella, as the story is, it, she's bullied and she marries the prince. Well, what happens in The Ugly Stepsister, which is going to be book number 2, I'm going to put the thing up here because I read the blurb today because I couldn't help myself. I was like, I gotta know if she's continuing in like Peter Pan retellings or if she's going with a different route. And so it's Anne like Anastasia and she is the heroine, and it's called The Ugly Stepsister. I keep saying that, but it is Cinderella marries the prince, and then when she convinces the prince that they were horrible to her and all this stuff, he sends guards after the stepmother and her stepsisters, and they're getting sent to like a work camp or something like that. And she escapes, and to hide, she dresses up as a boy, so she has an alternate identity now. And there are now, Cinderella has risen to the title of queen, and the prince and his father are dead. So it is her, and she pairs up as her male persona with a disgraced guard or hunter or something like that. And so they're working together to show the truth of who Cinderella really is, and that she was not the one that was bullied, but she was the bully and the mastermind behind all of these things. So I've never read a twist on Cinderella where Cinderella is the evil one, but she still gets her HEA, and then she like lets her evilness fly. I'm very excited. I cannot wait till September. And then I saw Megan post in an Instagram post that she's currently writing the third book, and it's an Alice in Wonderland, which, like Peter Pan, isn't a fairy tale I'm usually drawn to. I also kind of struggle with Cinderella sometimes, but I am enjoying the way that she writes. It's very easy. It's very fun. I loved this book. And I definitely want to pick up her Elf King one. And apparently there's a second book that is in editing that's a follow-up to the Elf King one. So I have a new favorite author. I cannot believe that this was published earlier this year. And this is her freaking debut book. So good. So good. She's very happy that she has gotten dinner, and she would like you all to know that it was very delicious. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna pick up next. I want to pick up one of the books for my Ripped Bodice Summer Bingo, when the prompts I have left are Amnesia and Ghost. Lay down, Sally. So I'm planning on picking up either Lisa Kleypas's Bow Street Runners, the first book. I'm spacing on the name, or Donna Fletcher's Whispers on the Wind. And they're both favorite authors of mine, and so I don't know which one to pick up first. I have heard mixed reviews on the Bow Street Runner books. I know that the second book, Lady Sophia's Lover, is a popular one, and a lot of people don't really like the third book very much, but I have not read that series, so I want that to be the one that I pick up so I can get another of Lisa Kleypas's books off her backlist that I'm working through slowly, or Donna Fletcher. But we will decide what I feel up to when I sit down to read tonight. I need to do a little bit of editing, but otherwise, or I'm also thinking up, because for the Heaving Bosoms Reading Embrace, I have one prompt left, and it's something about a robot adventure. So I wanted to specifically read like a cyborg or an android sci-fi romance for that. And I have Tracy Lawrence In the Arms of an Android that I've had checked out on KU forever that I need to finally read. I read her Enchanted Woods series, and it's 2 books that are out in that so far. Love them both, 5 stars. So I want to read her sci-fi romance to see how that goes. So Plus I have a lot of other books that I really want to read, but I'm trying to narrow it down between those 3, but I'm leaning more towards the Ripped Bodice so I can finish that and get that posted before the end of the challenge, so other people can use it for possible recs if they still need to fill some prompts. So we'll see what I end up picking up. Outside of that, I will take a drink and then let's do the quest calendar. So yesterday we leveled up. So level up. Let's see what happens today. We are going to be in the new world today. So we will see. I know earlier in the vlog, on Monday, this weekend. What are days? This weekend. I was like kind of guessing what type of planet we're going to next, so I'm super excited to see what it actually is. I know I don't know if I guess shadows or darkness, but I know I guess like light and lightning and stuff like that, but we're in a dark world. I guess it's kind of like space, but oh, look at that, it's so creepy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. You find yourself in a dark and cold new realm. You have been traveling in the woods for hours and are surprised the sun has not begun to rise yet. You stop for a moment's break and hear a crunch in the distant quiet of the woods. A twig? Then you hear whispers that sound sinister as they begin to grow louder. Something in the dark is headed your way. Okay, so we have 3 options, A, B, C. A is hide, which is a dex roll, reminder stealthy. B is run away, a constitution roll, reminder athlete. And C, scare them off, strength, reminder intimidating. Usually I go the athlete route, but it is constitution this time, not hiding, not dexterity. So we are going to hide. Our dex is a +6, and we do have stealthy, so we get a +2, so we're at a +8. So we're gonna go the hide route. Let's see. You crouch behind a fallen tree that sits over a small ditch. You remain quiet and peer through some vines to gaze at the figures approaching. Alrighty, let's roll. Let's roll. 19. Heck yes. So we are way over 20 and we only needed a 15. So they have slowed down and they glance around. You may have thrown them off. Gain a +2 to damage rolls in tomorrow's combat. Alright, so we know tomorrow we're gonna be fighting them and we get a +2 to damage. So that is super cool. I'm excited to kind of explore this world and see what's going on with it. But that is all I have for you today. So I have a couple things I need to do, and then I am going to spend the rest of the night reading, and I'm just excited to have kind of a relaxing night. There's no big brother, nothing else planned, so we will see how far I get and whatever I pick up, but I will let you all know tomorrow. See you soon. Happy hump day. I don't have too much for today. I did decide last night I will be picking up Whispers on the Wind by Donna Fletcher next. I'm super excited to start this. I got as far as picking out what bookmark I'm doing, and then I ended up falling asleep early last night, but I'm using this pretty Fall in Japan bookmark, and I will be starting this most likely tonight, but we will see what happens. Tonight is, because it's Wednesday, tonight is Married at First Sight and Big Brother, so it's a big TV night for me, but I need to already I'm uploading a video to go up tomorrow, which is my Kindle Paperwhite review, so that is currently uploading. And then I've got a blog post I need to finish for tomorrow, and that will be my Summer of Swoon wrap up for the first bingo board. And then if I have time, I also want to finish my review for Friday's post. and then possibly even Saturday's post. And then I also need to do some more work on my boss's birthday present because her birthday is next Thursday. So I've got a lot of stuff I need to take care of tonight that isn't just reading, but I am hoping to at least start Whispers on a Wind tonight, but we will see what happens. I'm very excited for this though. But other than that, let's just get to the quest calendar. So yesterday we landed on the Shadow World and we successfully were able to hide, so we do get a +2 to our damage today. So let's see what we will be fighting. Ooh, those are creepy. It looks like they're witches of some kind. Oh my gosh, so creepy. I don't know if you can tell. She's got red eyes. Let me cover my face. Focus, focus, focus. My gosh, isn't she creepy? I don't know if it focused enough for you, but the creatures finally reveal themselves as they get closer. A large coven of witches emerge from the darkness. Many begin casting spells to frighten you, while others pounce to attack. So we will have 3 witches and a round for each witch, and we will have to make a wisdom roll, probably to avoid becoming frightened, and then our attack roll, and then our damage roll. So let's just get into it. I will get out my dice. Alrighty, so let's look at what we've got here. So, yep, our wisdom roll will be to avoid becoming frightened, and our wisdom is a +3. So we start off, with an 8, so 11. Okay, so if your wisdom roll is 9 or less, that was a little too close for comfort, but we are okay. Now, frightened, what it does, I will just kind of tell you, is we re-roll the attack, and we take that result if it is less than the first one we do. So we roll twice, but it's not roll twice, take the smaller one, because if the second one's, well, I guess it is take the smaller. Anyway, we will just move on. It does not affect us right now. Okay, so I got a 13, and our attack is a +10, so 23. All right, and we needed a 16 or more to hit the witch. All right, so damage is 2d12 +3 normally, so this time it is 2d12 +5. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so that is a 4 followed by an 11, so 20 damage. Heck yeah. Okay, if our damage roll is 14 or more, the witch dies. So we have killed witch number 1. On to witch number 2. So wisdom roll to avoid becoming frightened. That is a 10, so 13. And it was 9 or less once again, so we are good. And now we will attack. And that is, what is that? That is a 9. And so we are at 19. And we needed 17 or more to hit the witch, so we hit. So I will roll damage. That is a 6 and a 9, so 15 +5, so 20 damage. And 13 or more, the witch dies, so we have killed witch number 2. And final witch. That is a 6, so 16. Or wait, no, that is a 6. So that is 9. We are not attacking. I have to do the wisdom roll first. So that is a 9. If you were 9 or less, we are so close. I could use one of our points because we have 5 points from the staff. But I think it's just take the lower attack, and our attack modifier is so high we probably will hit even if we roll low. So I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna stay frightened. So that is a 19 for our first attack, and then the second time we roll is a 9. That's crazy. So we have to take the second roll because we were frightened because it was a 9. So grand total to attack is 19. And we needed a 17 or more to hit this witch. Alright, so then damage, that is 5. And then a 3, so we've got 8 plus 5, so we are 13 damage. Ooh, we needed 12 to kill this witch, so just barely we kill her. Alrighty. Whether you killed all the witches or not, there are too many of them. They overpower you and capture you. No, we're captured by witches! Okay, but because we did kill 3 witches, we get 3 gold, so there's that at least. Oh my gosh, we are captured by witches! That is crazy. We will see what happens. I'm wondering if these are secretly good witches, or if there are secretly good witches here, or what's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm very intrigued to see what's gonna happen, and I'm very excited, but that is all I have for you today. Tomorrow, I will just kind of throw out there. Tomorrow is August 11th. It is Thursday, and it is, I keep calling it quarterfinals, but it is preliminaries for Drum Corps International, which is actually held in the theater. So I will be gone most of the evening. I'm getting off work early so I can get there because I want to be to the movie theater at like 4-ish. So I'll have to get an early dinner on the way there so I can eat some food, and then I'll probably be there pretty late. So we will see what ends up happening. But I probably won't be able to read too much tomorrow either. But it's okay. I have some free time till this weekend. This weekend I needed to start the Rake Appreciation Society book, so I'm okay. And I just read a bunch of books last week, so I'm not feeling the urge to like pick up and read something as much because my reading meter is full for like my it's at minimum. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, I'll stop blabbering and I'll see you all tomorrow. Happy Thursday. It is 10:20 and I just got home a little bit ago. And I was going to put on Big Brother and get ready for bed, but I figured I'd do my update real quick. So I am home late. As I mentioned last night, tonight was, I always want to say quarterfinals because that's what I grew up with, but tonight was preliminaries for Drum Corps International. It was good, but they had this issue during the like season premiere in June, and they had this issue again tonight, and it was driving me nuts. It was so quiet. We could hear movies around us louder than the drum corps. And so someone went and asked them to turn it up, and they didn't really turn it up, which I'm kind of annoyed at because most people will turn it up. But I think it was a Fathom issue, and it's done through Fathom Events. So I think whoever was streaming it to theaters didn't do the audio correctly, because when there was like a lot of electronic stuff happening, it was super loud. When there were soloists who were standing in front of a mic or mic'd up, super loud. But when all horn lines are coming together and the drum lines coming together and they're crescendoing, and you know they're going to hit you with that company front, that wall of sound that should be freaking amazing in the movie theater with the surround sound systems they have, what would happen? The volume would lower. So it's like the limiters were maxed out or whatever in their microphones and not sending through the full sound. And so not only did it sound like the speakers were blown at times, but it was like even lower, because it was like it hit the max that could transmit, and then instead of just dropping back down, it like dropping back down to 8, it like dropped back down to 2, and it was just like you could hear my theater go silent at times because we were just trying to hear the amazingness that we know is the company front and the big closing blast you with sound. And So that was disappointing. I was kind of looking on Reddit during the intermission to see if anybody was saying anything, but the only people commenting on the preliminaries thread tonight was people who were actually at preliminaries live in Indianapolis. So I didn't say anything. I heard somebody around me mention that one of the DCI Facebook groups, a lot of people were complaining about it. So I think I'm going to try to write a nice but I'm disappointed in you email or something to contact Fathom and DCI, because I mean, let's be honest, this is a Fathom event in the movie theaters and I get a discount because I am a Cinemark member and I used one of my like ticket credits for it. But even then I still had to pay a surcharge. It's just not as much if I wasn't a member. But these tickets, I want to say, are like $20, maybe more. At least where I'm at. I mean, I only had to pay, I think it was $5 as like a surcharge fee because I'm a member. But if I had to pay full price, and some of these people came as like a family and there were like 3 kids and a mom and a dad and like a grandma, and I'm like, these people shelled out a lot of money and we can't even hear all of the music, and it was frustrating. Troopers are in 12th seed right now, which if they hang on to that, tomorrow night is semifinals, and then they would make finals, because so the top 25, the way that they used to do it is they used to have classes, class 1, class 2, class 3, and now there's world class and open class are like the smaller, like lower tier corps, like they're usually younger kids, they're smaller numbers, they have less funding kind of a thing, and you can eventually move up, but they're like the B corps, and there's world class. And then the open class actually had their championships last night, but then the top however many get to compete tonight in preliminary. So the Vanguard Cadets, Santa Clara Vanguard Cadets, actually won the open class championship, and they beat out a couple of like the world class people and are going to perform in semifinals tomorrow night. But so there was like 30 something corps that performed tonight. In theaters you only saw the top 15, and then tomorrow night semifinals is the top 25, and then finals is the top 12. So it's 3 nights. Someone is very sad. What is the matter? Am I home yet? Poor kitty. Wow. Okay, come here. I'll come pet you while I talk. But the Blue Knights are currently in first, and they are still undefeated. And that's disappointing because Boston is in second place right now, and I love Boston's show this year. It is so good. And I'm not a big Blue Devils fan. I have like some of their shows in the past, like their 2004 show, which was something about trains, and I liked their 2005 show, which was Dance Derby of the Century, and the story was they were doing like a dance derby, but it was backwards. So it starts with the winner and then it ends with everybody going on the like starting the dance derby kind of a thing, and it was super cool. But I feel like lately, especially over the last 10-ish years, they play pieces of music that allow their talented players to riff, and it goes from riff to riff to riff, and there really just doesn't feel like there's good transitions, or to me, this is all to me, and it just doesn't, I don't get a story, and I get bored because, yeah, you're a really good player, listen to you riff on your trumpet, but I also know that it's not just an aesthetic choice or a fun thing like with other corps. where it's highlighting something, because I know 20 seconds later, some other player is going to have a riff and have their solo. And then 20 seconds later, we're going to let the drummers do their thing. And then 20 seconds later, oh, you know, a mellophone's going to have a solo and play super high and be all crazy. And I'm just like, it just goes like from riff to riff to riff. And it just doesn't feel like a cohesive story to me. And those are the shows that I love, are the ones that are telling you a story where everything just seems to flow. The transitions make sense between the different songs. And it just all, I don't know. That's what I look for in a drum corps show. And Blue Devils play really well. I have seen a lot of talk going on lately that they have a lot of vets, and they actually talked to one of the director dudes while they were setting up for the show in the theater. So we saw it in the theaters, and he addressed it and he goes, there's 22 vets who marched with the Blue Devils previously. And I'm like, there's the caveat. 22 of their 135 whatever members marched with the Blue Devils previously. Give me the percentage of the rest of the members that have marched in other drum corps. Most of them, on average, from what I've been seeing, is going around 2 or 3 years. So they are able to win so many championships because they take the older players that are close to aging out, who have had drum corps experience, whether with them or not in the past, which is fine. It's a way to do it. But I mean, you got to open up your ranks to let younger people in. And I did not like the way that guy talked. He was, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Blue Devils. Their shows, like I said, haven't really touched me or felt like a cohesive show since 2005. And I don't know. The riffs are fun, but I don't want a show where it's going from riff to riff to riff. The only thing I like about their show is they play the Cowboy Bebop theme song, and I'm just like, okay, I like this. I like hearing a drum corps version of the Cowboy Bebop theme song. But that's it. And even then, there's too many people riffing like ad-libs at the end of it, and I'm just like, I just want to hear the music. I don't need to hear your random high note. I just want to hear the music and the melody. Okay, I got that off my chest. But go Troop, go Troop. I wore my t-shirt, I wore my sweatshirt, my Troopers sweatshirt. They're my alma mater. And the fans, you could tell the fans are loving the Troopers show this year. I love the Troopers show this year. It is just so good. I really like theirs. Phantom Regiment, whose is one of my favorite corps ever. Their show this year is just so beautiful. I really like the changes that Santa Clara has made as they've kind of evolved their program throughout the season, and I'm really enjoying that. But Boston's show, they're in second place, and I think they deserve to win. Give me something in the judging system that shows the fan and the story that's told. Oh my goodness. She is lonely as all get out. Come here. I know. Gotta go around. She's meowing in her water dish so it echoes. Come here. I know. Did mommy leave you alone all night? Did you get dinner like 5 hours late? What do you think? Is that better? What are you looking at? Just napping over there. But anyway, so I have not started Whispers on the Wind. I would grab it, but now I have a kitty. So we'll see. I've been kind of staying up till like 11-ish lately. But I wanted to try to leave early this morning to get some stuff done. I wanted to go to there's a huge car wash kind of by my work that has free vacuums. And I cleaned the inside of my car this past weekend, but I need to vacuum. So I was going to take it over there because they have really nice free vacuums. But I didn't wake up early enough this morning to go vacuum. But I did get gas on the way home, so I don't have to worry about that. But anyway, I don't know what I'm rambling on. I'm tired and I'm rambling. Alright, let's do the quest calendar so I can give the kitty some attention. And so yesterday we fought some witches and we ended up being captured. But we didn't have a choice. We just were captured. So, we are put on a stake. Oh my gosh. You're the one who ran away. Okay, we'll see what it says. The witches have tied you up and placed you on a stake above a fire pit. They begin chanting a magical incantation and light the fire. They mean to steal your life force. As you burn to death, the flames begin to spread and grow. Get free while you can. So A, try to wiggle free of the ropes, which is a dex roll, or B is try to break the ropes, which is a strength roll. So we are going to go dex. So A. And we are at a +6. It appears the witches are not the best at tying ropes. There's a little space where you can move your hands. Perhaps you can wiggle free. You will need 5 successful attempts to get free. Okay, so we are looking for 13. And that is an 18 on the die, so I will read this once. The rope gets looser. Mark 1 success. Reduce your health by 1. Roll again unless you have 5 successes. Okay. So I'm just going to keep track here. So we have 1 success and we've taken 1 point of damage. Oh my gosh, she just knocked it all down. Teasy, why did you lick it off? I will be right back. She just was licking her food bowl clean and knocked it off the counter. And then she sat in her food bowl and knocked it over. And I'm just like... Okay. Quickly. So, we got an 11 on our second roll. So that gives us a 17. So that is our second success. So another 1 point of damage. And then this is a 7. So we're at 6. So 13, I think that's what we needed. Yes, 13 is what we needed. So, that is 3 successes. And that is another 7. That's weird. So 4 successes. And then this is our last one. Hopefully 14. So we are good. So 5 successes. I will mark that I took 5 points of damage. But once you have 5 successes, you get your hands free of the rope and jump off the pile of flames. Many of the witches take this as an ill omen and flee. However, the strongest witch readies her magic against you. So we will have more fighting to do tomorrow. But I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to get ready and go to bed because I am tired. It has been a very long day. And I spent almost 5 hours in a movie theater tonight, but that's okay. I love Drumcore. I'm just disappointed that there were issues tonight with the streaming. If I had enough money, I would fund a different company to do their streaming because they also are a part of Flow Marching where you can watch most of the shows throughout the season, but they don't broadcast very well and they don't do a good, like everybody hates Flow Marching and they always complain about Flow Marching, but it's the only option, so people get stuck doing it. So if I had a bunch of money, I would invest in creating a better way to stream, and I would wish Drumcore would be more available with their music, like put them on Spotify. They've finally started doing digital CDs, but even like up to a couple years ago, you could still only buy the physical CDs a few months after the show ended and they were able to edit everything. And I'm like, you need to join. You need to join this Century DCI. Come on, I know we're niche, but If we want more people to pay attention to you, we need to join this century in this new technological age. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. We're almost there. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Friday. It is almost 10 o'clock and I was going to get ready for bed, but I realized I did not film my clip for today. So I do have some updates. I did finally start Whispers on the Wind by Donna Fletcher. I am about halfway through. I am on page 163, which is chapter 16, and I'm really enjoying this. I feel like he's not actually a ghost, and he's pretending to be a ghost. But then we met his father, and I think his father is actually a ghost because he was shot and killed, and he's just known as Lord, but he's technically an earl, and his name is Maximilian, but she calls him Max, and it's hilarious. But I'm really enjoying this. This is definitely a different feel than Donna Fletcher, but it has the same like coziness, easy readability that I get from her other books. But it definitely has a different vibe. But this is also published a lot earlier, and this is part of Jove's Haunting Hearts series. So I'm intrigued to look and see what other Haunting Hearts are out there, if they're all gonna be like this kind of theme. So I'm definitely intrigued, and I think this is published in 1997, so definitely one of her older books. But I am really enjoying this. Obviously I'll touch base when I do my mid-month wrap-up, but if you didn't know, it is Belinda is her full name, but she goes by Billy, and she weirdly inherits his estate. And so she was born in Nantucket in America, and his uncle married her mother, so he was her stepfather. And before her family died, they died in like a carriage accident or something like that. She was named as his heir, but because he didn't know her real name was Belinda, because he met her when she was older, all he knew that people called her was Billy. So in England, they think she is a man, and she is like signed over all of these inheritance. And she's there, and she finds out that the manor is haunted by the previous lord, Maximilian, and that is him. And he can't stay away from her. I'm pretty sure he's not actually dead. But I love that from the first minute Billy meets him, she's like, he can't be a ghost. He can't be a ghost. He's got to be alive. And so she's like torn in her brain. And right now she's pretty sure he's not a ghost, but she's still trying to like figure out the mystery to put his spirit to rest. And she tells him flat out, she goes, if you're a spirit, I'll put your soul to rest and you can move on to your great reward. And if you're not, well, we'll just see what happens then. So I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun with this. But I do want to say she is falling for the local vicar. But I feel like, okay, here's my bold prediction, because I'm not blogging this, but I want to put my bold prediction out there. My bold prediction is that the vicar is actually Max in disguise. So he spends half his time as the local vicar, because the vicar moved in about like 6 months ago. But I don't know when exactly the Lord of the Manor passed away. I didn't get a time frame on that. But I don't know. I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm pretty sure his father actually is a ghost, because he talks about like his spiritual, I don't know. He was talking to Max just recently, and he said his like spiritual energies were drained or something like that, and that he's not learning how to use these new powers. So I feel like his father actually is ghosts. So we do have real ghosts in here, but I'm definitely enjoying my time. I'm glad I could finally pick it up, and it is really good. I'm a little sad I didn't pick it up earlier because I am enjoying it so much, but I didn't want to push myself to read if I wasn't in the mood or just wasn't feeling like I had the time to really sit and enjoy it. So I definitely have been enjoying my afternoon reading this. And that was more than I expected to talk about it, but I'm enjoying it. So I will probably finish it this weekend. So I will touch base on my final rating and all that in next week's vlog. So we have to finish this week's vlog, but it is Friday. So quest calendar. Last night or yesterday, I guess technically last night, we were able to escape the stake and get free. I'm assuming we're going to have combat of some sort with one of these other witches or something, or yep. Okay, so combat, it looks like. All right, focus. There we go. So we will have 3 rounds against this person, and it looks like we'll have to make an attack roll, an intelligence roll, and then damage. But let's see what it says. Once you escape the fire pit, many of the witches flee from you. However, the strongest witch stays behind and readies her spells to fight back. She casts a magic circle of confusion on the ground where you stand, and then she conjures up necrotic energy to deal with you. Man, that's fun. Okay. Hopefully this is the last little bit. And then we can start trying to track down things. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour out all my dice here because I will have to roll damage as well. And then I will move this. Oh my goodness. She is all curled up. She is so cute. I know you are. You're very cute. Okay, so we are at a +10. And we do attack first. So that is a 16, so we're at 26. Okay, and we needed an 18 or more to hit. Okay, so now we will need to make an intellect roll. And my intelligence is smudged. I don't think I gave. I think, yeah, I did charisma and wisdom. So my intelligence is a 0. And that is a 13. Well, if your intelligence roll, or intellect, it's intellect. I'm used to it being intelligence. Intellect roll is 12 or less. So we just barely did this. So we are not confused. So we just roll damage as normal. Okay, so that is a 4. And we are at 2d12 plus 3. And that is an 8. So 12. So 15 total. And our damage roll is 11 or more, so she is stunned, which means that she does not attack us this round. So round number 2, and that is an 18, so we are at 28. And if the attack roll is 18 or more, you hit, so we hit that on the die exactly. Oh, and then we'll need to make another intellect to avoid becoming confused, and that one is an 8. So we are confused. So we will have to take the smaller amount of damage. Okay, so we will roll damage first. All right, so that is a 5. Ooh, and a 12. So 17, 18, 19, so 20. But let's see what we get this other round. Oh, that's an 11. And a 4. Okay, so that's 15, 16, 17, 18. So that is the lower amount. So damage roll is 14 or more, which we got 18. So she is still stunned. So it didn't matter that we were confused. Okay, so round number 3. And that is another 18. Wow, we are feeling it with this witch. So that is what I needed to attack again. And then let's do our intelligence. And that is a 16. And we needed a 12, so we are fine. All right, and then final damage. This is a 5 and an 11. That's crazy. So 16 plus 3. So we are at 19 damage. All right, and if our damage roll is 12 or more, the witch dies. Cool. So if you stun the witch 2 rounds, collect 2 gold. If you also killed the witch, collect an additional gold. So we get 3 more gold. And that is it. So we are done with week 32, and I will be back next week to start, or at least for me, I will be back this weekend. But for you, I will be back next week to chat about what happens during week 33. I hope you had fun. I kind of didn't touch as much on books this week. I feel like I didn't quite read as much, but there was a lot of other things going on, which were super fun. And I'm sorry I got super ranty last night, but I started to get super ranty this morning with my boss, and then I was like, stop talking, you have work to do, stop talking. But it just disappoints me when you're paying a bunch of money to do an event. And like I said last night, I didn't pay near as much as other people who paid full price for their tickets. But it bothers me when they aren't taking the steps to put out a good product. They have the monopoly, and so they're just like, yeah, it's good enough. Never mind the fact that people are disappointed and they're complaining and they're starting Reddit groups and Facebook groups and just really disappointed with how it turned out. And I haven't seen any sort of, yeah, we understand what happened. We're gonna be looking into seeing what we can do for next year. But we'll leave that for after finals are over. Like, all they need to do, just post something on Twitter. You don't have to use a billion words. Just be like, we are aware of the issues and we will try to address them where we can. But instead, nothing. And it drives me insane. I just have to start going to Indianapolis, I guess. But that costs money. Although, if I was really smart, I would plan to spend over a week in Indianapolis. And then, because usually Gen Con, which is the big board game and gaming convention, that was last weekend, and then pretty sure it was last weekend, maybe it's the weekend before, but usually it's around this the same time that DCI World Championships is, and then I'd already been in Indianapolis. But that costs money. And that's more money than I have to spend on extra things like that. But maybe one day. But anyway, I'll start rambling. I'm tired and I'm just going on again. But thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you had a good week, if you're interested in any of the things I chatted about, or if you want to learn more about drum corps, definitely hit me up. I love talking about one of the things that I love and I'm super passionate about, and I'm always happy to introduce people to drum corps. But let me know, and I will see you all very, very soon.